Hi everyone, Drini here, and welcome to my channel. So the catastrophic aftermath of the Bitcoin capitulation is over. This is actually the perfect time to take a look at some of our gaming cryptos, just to assess the damage, and more importantly, what do we do moving forward. So we're going to do an update on GALA today, and see where we are. And let's dive in. So looking at GALA on a daily time frame, its recent history, this is actually the first time where GALA has officially been oversold. So how do I know it's oversold? If you look at the RSI right here, we actually wicked down all the way to 23. So in the investing space, if you notice, once things wick down to an oversold level where you have a major capitulation to the downside, almost always this is a buying opportunity for a lot of people. That is why most of the time after a major red candles like this, what do you have? You have green candles to the upside on the next day. Are we finally going up from here? We shall see. It really depends on what Bitcoin does. When we overlay the Fibonacci that we established before, where this is the local high right here and this is the local low, where are we now with respect to GALA? If you notice, in spite of the capitulation, we are still following the Fibonacci retracement. So we did mention in the last video that when you lose this 30-cent level right here, you have a large chasm, and because there's nothing here to the left, then what you're left with is a free fall down. And look at what happened. There was no green candles here. It was just capitulation, 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 capitulation. And this final two candles right here, we actually blasted past the 23-cent range right here, tried to establish the 1414 support if you look at this wick right here, but eventually we capitulated once more. We actually broke through the 1414 and the 1.272 all the way to 15 cents. But we failed to go all the way down to these 14-cent range. Look at where the candle closed. It closed on a relief rally to the 1.272 right here. And right now, where are we? If we zoom in right here, we are playing around the 1.272 and the 1.414. So this is very important to note. Even though things are going to hell, it doesn't mean that sellers and traders and investors are just letting things go with sheer abandonment. We are still following market structures in spite of major capitulations. Now, moving forward, where do we go from here? Because you're probably staring at your portfolio, and if you have bought this particular run-up right here, you are definitely looking at a 76% drawdown at a maximum. If you watched my last video on what do we do now, given the crypto capitulation, one of the good things about this particular bearish phase of the crypto cycle is this is the perfect time to establish risk thresholds. What do I mean by that? Whatever bags that you have around here when you were buying through the run-up, when you were buying through this particular corrective phase, just leave it for now. This is pretty much your hodl bag right here, because there is no point selling at a loss. You know that GALA is a long-term project, so you might as well just hold these particular bags right here. Instead, what you do during this corrective phase of the cycle is you need to look forward and you need to establish a good portfolio that will have higher multiples to make up for whatever bags that you held right here. One way of doing that is establishing a risk threshold. So a risk threshold is a particular price level where as long as the GALA price continues to be below that risk threshold, you will continue to DCA into it. But once it breaks through that particular threshold, then you will stop investing and you will enjoy the gains. That is because any price above the risk threshold, you are increasing your risk that you will lose portfolio value when it actually corrects to the downside. That is why we call it a risk threshold. It is the point where it is no longer worth investing in this particular project if price exceeds that particular line. So you're probably wondering, for GALA, what is our risk thresholds then? It depends on how conservative or aggressive you are. For example, where are we now? We are currently in between the 1.272 and the 1.414 right here, of around 17 cents to 20 cents. One good thing that you can do is look to the left to establish where could your potential risk thresholds. The first thing to note is if you look to the immediate left, this particular support structure right here, where the 23-cent range is, could be your first risk threshold. So what I mean by that is, as long as the price for GALA is currently below this particular 23-cent range right here, then you continue to DCA right here. Why? That is because these particular price levels would be relatively safe because we know that GALA just went through a 76% drawdown from its all-time high right here. If you want to be slightly more aggressive, or if the market bounces back quickly, then you look towards the Fibonacci retracement again to establish a new risk threshold right here of around 30 cents. Why is that? That is because if we follow the Fibonacci once again, there's nothing in between the 1.618 and the 2. So what tends to happen is, from a price action perspective, so let's say we're hovering around sideways here. Once it breaks the 23 cents, there's actually nothing stopping it from rallying all the way through the 30 cents right here. So a good risk threshold, if we rally too quickly, then that would be here. So that would be anything below 30 cents is pretty much your DCA zone right here. One good thing about being in a bearish phase, once again, of a lengthened cycle, it allows us to establish investing disciplines. Because before, if you were one of the people who were trying to FOMO in here, now that we have corrected significantly, this is actually the perfect time to really establish good investing behaviors. One of them, of course, is establishing your risk threshold. We have established two now. So you can either go anything below 23 cents, you would continue to DCA right here, or anything below 30 cents, you would continue to DCA. It would really depend on your risk tolerance. If you like that video, hit like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want me to make a video about your favorite gaming crypto? Be a Patreon subscriber so you can request for it. Being a Patreon subscriber helps keep the channel sponsor, shill, and Moonboy free. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.